Well, hello and welcome everyone to the CSN Mint. And as always, joined by my good friend Corey Cady. I'm Kevin Cash. We were kind of laughing today when we came in together, or came in and saw each other in the studio here. We got the great minds think alike, both of us with our blue shirts and our brown shorts. But that happens from time to time, especially when you've known somebody since you were 9 or 10 years old. So it's funny how that happens. But we were having fun with that. We're going to have fun on the show today. We're bringing you some exclusives, some first to premiere here, first to you, and some just tremendous opportunities. Happy Friday. As always, thanks for joining us. Again, we're carrying over, as we have done the past couple months, free shipping on all these items. That's available nowhere else that we advertise. Can't get it anywhere else, like on our History Channel broadcast Saturdays and Sundays. We've got some items that'll be on there tomorrow and Sunday, but are here now for you to order and you to get into your home, into your collection. And yeah, with no further delay, we're going to talk about the first opportunity. It's a really special one.
Real quick,
yeah.
Just a reminder, I don't think we've mentioned it in a week or two, but make sure you're following us on all of our social media channels. Again, you don't want to miss any special promotions that are exclusive to one. So we're on Facebook, X, here on YouTube, and Instagram. So and you can catch us live as well on all of those channels. So make sure you're following, like our videos, and again, we appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, good call out there, Corey. I was a little excited to get into this one, so we're gonna do it right now. Here's what we've got. We've got an amazing opportunity on graded and certified pre-1900 Morgans. You can see that on the screen, pre-1900. So every coin you order is going to be 1878 to 1899. Just random dates here, all in the 63 grade. Now, we've offered Morgans ungraded this year at $70. This is at $99.95 each coin. If you get a 20-pack, we'll bring it down to $89.95 a coin. So individuals are available. Best value, saving yourself $10 a coin or $200 on the 20-pack at $89.95 a coin on that 20-pack. Call, and we should have that up on the website. My producer, Dan the man here, told me it would be on the website. So
you can let the operator know too when you call. Or you can always just ask for Kevin and I. They'll transfer it to us. You can leave us a message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, you got to take advantage of the box of 20. Save $200 at $89.95 a coin, $17.99 for 20. And each and every one of these coins, Mint 863. For those of you just joining us, just getting involved with the hobby, anything above Mint 860, Kevin, is considered uncirculated. So every coin that you get is going to be guaranteed to be at least 125 years old. To have a coin that was used back then in everyday circulation, certified by NGC, and uncirculated, a very nice uncirculated Mint 863. This is my favorite opportunity of the day. We put ourselves out there on a very large quantity of these, made a very large submission. We've got some 63s, but these will be on the television show tomorrow. It's going to be the most sought after item on the show this weekend, without a doubt. Call now or go online. Make sure you grab the box of 20, or just grab as many as you can at $99.95. You're still getting an amazing value on these.
You're guaranteed to get a 63 slab sealed, sonically sealed, certified by the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, in that beautiful brown label, traditional, on this traditional piece. And then you're going to get different mints. You're going to get different years, 1878 to 1899. Up here, I think we've got a New Orleans mint, we've got a Philadelphia mint. We're showing you. You're going to get some. We grabbed in there. You're going to get some toners. We just kind of grabbed some random coins. I was looking at this was already set up, but I was thumbing through the boxes, and I saw some slab sealed certified 63, but it had beautiful tone rings around them, which people love and go crazy over. It's kind of cool. It's an interesting opportunity here. We always do very well with the pre-1900 ungraded coins, and we've sold those at $70 ungraded this year. And so you're looking at, $30, $40 in grading fees, and so to get that at under $100, $99.95 per coin, you want to grab 1, 5, 10, but once you save the most with the 20-pack. All right, so that's going to bring it down to $89.95 a coin. Just a tremendous opportunity. We have not been able to air any of the pre-1900s sealed and certified by NGC. Corey and I've never presented it. We talked.
Well, not at this price.
Yeah,
we've had some in higher grades. At this price is going to be the best that we've been able to offer for quite some time. I mean, when you consider we have Silver Eagles that have been in the office this year, maybe with the sign label, I think for as much as $89.95 a coin. We were talking about it earlier. There are 3 times less Mint 863 Morgans between the major grading services than there are Mint 870 Silver Eagles.
Yeah.
And to get the original, I mean, these are original U.S. Mint, classic, without a doubt the most collected U.S. Mint.
You see
classic.
the cartwheels spinning on them right now.
Oh, yeah. They've got original luster on there in that uncirculated condition. You can see a little bit of bag marks on there.
There's bag marks, and then that's from the OK Corral when it was sliding across the saloon there with Billy the Kid, and Wyatt Earp, and Doc Holliday. You know, that's what I think of when I see those.
No, absolutely. It conjures up images of the Wild West when you see a Morgan dollar. And to go all the way back to the beginning, for those of you folks not aware, I mean, sometimes we forget to share some of this important information. We get a little too excited with these type of values. But the Morgan dollars, Kevin mentioned it briefly, they started issuing them all the way back in 1878. That first year of issue, they were minted at Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Carson City. And when the Mint began striking them, they hadn't issued a silver dollar for around 7 years. And it was primarily due to the Comstock lode there in Nevada. When that was found in 1859, they started bringing out a tremendous amount of gold and silver. And it tanked the price of silver. A lot more silver came to market. And the Mint was getting pressure from the West, from the miners. They wanted them to strike a silver dollar coin. And eventually they did do that starting in 1878. You know, they didn't like the large silver dollars back then. You know, they were using them in everyday circulation. You mentioned Kevin sliding across a bar top. And, you know, at that same time, they used to use a pinch of gold dust.
Yeah.
You know, or we had the small $1 gold pieces and then, you know, just smaller denominated, you know, quarters and half dollars. So to carry around a large 1 ounce silver dollar in your pocket back then, it wasn't very convenient. So there was a lot of pushback, but ultimately they started and it helped. You know, the Mint, when they started in 1878, they were minting 2 million Morgan dollars per month. Now, the majority of those weren't going into circulation. They were going into the Treasury Department, and that allowed the U.S. government to control the price of silver. By not putting all that silver out to market, it allowed the price to correct a bit. And over the time period, 1878 up to 1904, now again, all of the coins you get today are going to be guaranteed to be 1878 to 1899. Right. And then they took a 17-year break. The last year of issue was 1921. Over all of those years combined, they only minted 670 million.
Right.
Now, you consider those were being used in everyday circulation, but you get to 1918 with the Pittman Act. Due to to fund the war effort, they minted nearly half of the entire mintage. 270 million were melted in 1918. So it's very hard to come across original choice Mint 863 uncirculated Morgan dollars.
Yeah. If you will, Dan, zoom in on this one here. I love the breast feathers on that. I mean, that's one of the first things that wears off. That's one of the higher points. The breast feathers here, you can see they're still in there and looking beautiful. You can see around the circumference of the coin, these little ridges. They are the denticles, is the technical term there. That's the highest point on the coin. You can see those are absolutely beautiful. You can see that original luster. You know that, you know, 680 million original Morgans were produced. 270 of them were melted. You know that these are under $100 at $99.95 each. Whether you're grabbing 1, 5, 10, 15, you start to get to that level. Grab the 20 pack. It brings it down to $89.95. These will go quickly. These are going on the Nationwide Audience History channel for Saturday, Sunday. You're here now Friday. You're tuning in. You're lucky. You're fortunate. You're an early adopter. You're getting free shipping and handling too. YouTube Live is the promo code. And we talked about being live on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X. But YouTube Live, when you call or get online, Get free shipping. As I always say, if you want to pay for shipping, go ahead. The company will not refuse that extra money, but you don't have to. When you use YouTube Live as your promo code by calling the number on the screen or on our website, YouTube Live is going to get you free shipping and handling. Probably save you, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks on the shipping and handling on this. We're taking care of it. It's coming out of Corey's paycheck. He doesn't know it. I'm excited about that.
Right. Yeah, you pointed out the high points there, Kevin. I don't think there's any way any of these 4 coins we have on the display were ever, thrown in the middle of a pot on a poker game or slid across a saloon. With this type of condition, being guaranteed to be over 125 years old. I mean, I love the Morgan dollars. Everybody loves them. It'll always be the most collected U.S. Mint classic silver dollar of all time. And at that value on the 20-pack, again, you're saving $200, lowering the price at $89.95 per coin. You can get all 20 for only $1,799. Each and every one individually slabbed, certified by NGC in that Mint 63 condition. Don't wait on this one. Call now or go online. Again, Kevin mentioned it. We'll continue to remind you, use YouTube Live at checkout and take advantage of that free shipping.
That's right.
Now we're going to move on.
Let's get into the hottest.
Probably one of the hottest of the year. One of the hottest items that we've been able to offer at a few different times this year. We've
4-letter word here, G-O-L-D, gold, gold, gold. This is 24 carats. This is the purest. This is the best. This is carded. This is individually assayed numbered. This is certified in weight and purity by the Istanbul Gold Refinery, IGR. Absolutely white hot market on gold right now. Don't know how long we will have this price. If the trajectory continues, we will have to change it because we will lose money at this price if it keeps going up and up and up the way it is. So call now because this one might change. You never know if they have to do a stop sell or what happens. This gold market is like nothing we've seen before. All-time highs right now, and it looked like in the beginning of the year it was an all-time high every month. Now, then it became every year, and now it seems like daily. This week, in fact, this particular week here. The last week of September.
It's gotten real close to $2,700 an ounce.
It's been interesting.
I mean, you mentioned we've been saying it all year.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can predict the future, but looking back at these past 9 months, gold has been on the move. Silver's been on the move, not quite as much as gold. Silver, did touch over $30 an ounce for the first time this year since 2013. Gold, all the way back in 2011, it touched $2,000 an ounce briefly, if not right up there, just as silver got almost right up to 50. But then it was pretty quiet there for about a 10-year period. You get to COVID, there was definitely some movement with the uncertainty in the world. And now, since the beginning of the year, gold's up well over 25%.
Big time.
Getting close to $2,700 an ounce. And with these, Kevin mentioned they are individually serial numbered. You get the matching certificate. Well, they're carded, and you got the matching certificate number, which is on the bottom. They're assay numbered, so they are IRA eligible due to the content, the purity at 99.99% pure gold. Now, we always got to mention we're not financial advisors. We're not tax accountants. We're not able to facilitate any of that for you.
Talk to your CPA.
But being that they are assay numbered and that content and purity is guaranteed by IGR, one of the largest refineries in the world, they will be IRA eligible, but you'll have to talk to whomever facilitates that for you. We can't advise you there. But this is the best value that we have to get a piece of 24 karat gold into your hands. They're small size, 1/2 gram, pure gold, but you get that great value on the 10-pack. You can get 5 full grams at $600. And, we always refer to these as transactable. If you're uncertain about the state of the world or the economy and you're stacking away gold and silver, well, this is a small little piece. You could get yourself a 1 ounce bar, a 10 ounce bar, a kilo. Well, you have a large chunk of gold, and then what are you going to do with it? We've always joked you're going to get you got a 1 ounce coin, you get 1,000 loaves of bread. I mean,
yeah, right.
Well, these days, who knows? It might be 100 loaves of bread because our dollar seems to be getting devalued each and every day with all the money they print. But this is an opportunity. Take advantage of the 10-pack. I mean, you can get one. Kevin always mentions we got different collectors. Some when we have them available, we don't always have them. But some guys, hey, I'm going to get one each Friday, one bar for $65. I'm going to get 10 packs each month.
Right.
It's something for everybody at this size. And let me see if I can find one.
Yeah, and the good thing is there's no tax on it if your state is not taxed. Now we don't control that, but when you call in, you can find that out. So we're getting free shipping here too. So you might get this to your door, a 10-pack at $600 on the dot, and then you might get it at singles at $64.95. But yeah, if you're in a position to, there's one of the 10-packs.
Yeah, just wanted to give a reference.
Up there,
that's a 10-pack. That's 5 grams. You got them individually carded.
Exactly.
I mean, you could get yourself 20 of those 10 packs probably wouldn't even take up half a shoebox.
No, yeah.
If you had a small little safe, you could jam pack that full of those 10 packs.
Right here.
And you have, 24 karat pure gold. Again, we're going to bring these in as often as we can. We always try and hold our price, especially here on YouTube. We want to bring you some of our most special limited edition offers, pass off the most value we possibly can. But, we always say we can't predict the future. But one thing is certain. As gold continues to go up, if gold continues to go up, we have to replace inventory. It goes without saying, in order for us to be here each and every week, we're going to have to charge more. That's just the way things work. I mean, there's no other way we can do that. So we're going to always be here, primarily with our collectible coins certified, but we always try and have some gold and silver bars and to pass off value like this, to get your hands on a half a gram, get the 10-pack, 5 full grams. This is the best opportunity we have to own gold. Kevin, you were talking about the price of a 1 ounce gold coin from the U.S. Mint is nearly $3,500
That's
today.
Right. 24 karat buffalo is going to be about $3,500.
So you can get 6 of these 10 packs, and you're there at $3,600.
Yeah.
And you have transactable pieces.
Right.
You're going to have 100 pieces of, or 60 pieces of the half-gram gold. So it's one of the better opportunities. It's without a doubt, along with the Silver Eagles, it's been the most sought-after item that we've offered all year long.
And I've had folks that have said, I'm going to get them throughout the year, and then when the price changes, they're always like, oh, I'm glad I got them then. I'm glad I got them then. Yeah, I'll take a few more because, the nobody can predict the future, but the trajectory, the way it's been all year long, it keep going up and up and up. So, their dollar cost averaging, they're buying it whenever is comfortable for them. Right now, we have it at $64.95 for the half grams. Hopefully, that's comfortable for you. The 10 packs are available at $600, so it saves you nearly $50 when you get a 10-pack. And we have folks that get, like you said, Corey, multiple. These are just awesome. You've got some uncarded right there. We're just giving you on the screen here what they look like out of the card. Corey took a few out of there, and you can see he set them up upside down. So IGR is at the bottom there.
Yeah.
But if you scroll over to the left, you could probably see one that's right. That's correct. There you go. You got 1 out of 6 of them right, or whatever that is. But
not bad.
Yeah, not bad. But you see the 0.5 gram fine gold out of the cart. You could take them out of there if you want, and have it and hold it in your hand. If you don't, that's okay. If you leave it in here, I'll show you. I'll unwrap one of them. I'll throw a couple on the ground too.
There we go.
These are going to come individually in the bags here, and then you can just slide them out, and that looks a lot easier than it is. There we go. So you've got this. This is still in the plastic. It's carded in the cardboard, certified weight purity. You got the IGR hologram on there, each and individual half-gram will. But you can see the plastic reflection here. I'm not actually touching any gold here. But you can certainly pop this out if you want. I have some collectors who give these out as gifts for family, friends, business owners, and it's a nice time right now to secure them. Okay, we're almost at the end of the year. Monday is going to be the last day of September. All right, and then all of a sudden October on Tuesday, and then you're going to blink your eye, and all of a sudden it's going to be the holidays at the end of the year, the beginning of the new year. So great gift ideas, great to stash away in your holdings, your own personal portfolio. Again, IRA eligible. Corey or I are not certified accountants or able to do that. We just share that information so you can bring it that to you and know that. But yeah, great opportunity here, and that's just been the most the white hot most sought after
these will be
piece
back on the television show for the national audience this weekend. They will be incredibly sought after. I know we've made a very large purchase to try and pass along that value at the $64.95 per bar. So you want to take advantage of them while we can still give you the break on the 10-pack. You know, save yourself $50. Grab 10 of them there at the $600 price.
Yeah.
Each and every one of those half-gram bars are 24-karat pure gold, 99.9%. You could grab one of those, you know, gold soft. That 5-gram bar, you could probably bend it in half if you tried hard enough.
Oh, sure.
Well, Kevin, you might not be able to, but.
Well, you could. Good thing I know you. I'd bring you in to help me with that. All right, so here we go. 2021, United States. This is a very, very limited, and that's why it's called the limited edition silver proof set. And 2021 is a special year, and you got some very special coins in here on this set. It really doesn't get any better than this. This was a sellout in the year 2021 from the United States Mint when they offered it. The mintage on this, total production here was just 50,000 of these special. 99.9, every coin in here is pure silver.
Yeah, starting in 2019, they shifted from the 90% pure silver on the silver proof sets. Of course, the Silver Eagles have always been 99, but the dime, the 2 quarters, and the half dollar, starting in 2019, they went to 99.9% pure silver. So each and every year since on the silver proof sets and the limited edition silver proof sets, all the silver coins are now 99.9%. But this is a special one. 2021 will go back. We've talked about it a bit before, but of course you have 2 Silver Eagles in here. Now, they started the American Eagle program all the way back in 1986 and had produced them each and every year in mint, Satan proof. Now, these, of course, are the proofs, which have been struck 2 or more times on specially detailed dies. It gives the coin that incredibly sharp frosted image of Lady Liberty and the eagle, and then the entire background surface area has the mirrored finish. Now, all throughout the series, all the way back from 86 up to date, each and every year they've done a fraction of the amount in proof condition compared to mint state. I mean, some years it's probably as much as 40 times more exist on the bullion coin compared to the proof. Now, 2021 being such a unique year, after 35 years, they changed the design. So we'll get on the reverse of them. You have the initial coin for 35 years with the heraldic eagle and the shield. And then you have, starting in 2021, halfway through the year, the Type 2 design, which has the flying eagle landing into the nest with the oak branch.
Right.
Now, they only had half the amount of time in 2021 to produce each of these. So we knew the Mint was going to change the design going all the way back to 2019. We all anticipated 2020 being the last year of issue on the original design, what we now call the Type 1 with the heraldic eagle. But as you may remember, we were dealing with the pandemic. We had the lockdowns. We had the Mint, obviously, on a skeleton crew. They had lockdowns. The world was in a different place. They couldn't get the rendering out in time, Kevin. So obviously you get to the start of 2021, by law, the Mint has to get bullion coins to the authorized purchasers. So, U.S. citizens have that opportunity to buy gold and silver from the U.S. Mint. Well, they didn't have a new design out there for anyone to see. They didn't have the presses ready, the dies. So they continued in 2021 with the original Type 1 design. That did not end up being the last year of issue. So they released that. They offered that throughout the year up until, June. and I think in July they had issued the new design, the Type 2.
Yeah.
So it's a very low minted year.
Right.
I remember on the proof, just the Silver Eagles alone, not to mention these sets, absolutely 50,000. They were gone
Boom.
in a matter of seconds. But each of the releases on the proof Silver Eagle by itself sold out in a matter of minutes. It was a very difficult coin for us to get. We had proof 70 Silver Eagles at $300 a piece in 2021. Then when the limited edition set was released, when we had the Silver Eagles alone certified from that set, they were bringing $500 to $600 a piece in the perfect 70 grade. So these are always incredibly sought after because of that subset limit, right, Kevin? Because you can submit these for certification, and they'll actually indicate on the label limited edition silver set. So then people know that that comes from that subset, almost like the congratulations, where that total mintage on these two Silver Eagles is only 50,000.
Yeah, and we talk about the Silver Eagles here. You're getting the West Point. You see that on the left, the W mint mark just on the bottom left above the word fine and below the heraldic eagle design there. You see that W mint mark, and then you see over to the right, that's the Type 2, right? So we just talked about how it transitioned in that year, the only design change in 35 years to happen, and it happened in the same year. So you got the S mint mark above the tail feather, below the wings, on that Emily Damstra Type 2 landing eagle there. So you've got the best of the best. You've got the proofs. You've got West Point. You've got San Francisco. You've got them in pure silver. And then each and every other coin comes in pure silver. You see the Roosevelt dime just below that. And then also there's going to be the Kennedy half dollar and the 2 quarters from this year. Now, interesting about the quarters, you know, since the statehood quarter program, you've had like 5 quarters a year released, even 6 one year with the U.S. territories was released. So you've had 5 and even 6 quarter designs per year. The designs now are 5 a year. So this year, 2021, there are only 2. There was these 2 coins. This is the Washington quarter on the bottom left and bottom right of your screen here. And this is the Tuskegee Airmen on the left side, and then Washington crossing the Delaware on the right side. These are in pure silver. We talked about silver proof sets for a long time. We're 90% silver. These are 99.9. That dime, that half dollar, those quarters. This is all pure silver. This is a set in the original mint packaging in 2021 that sold out at the mint. 50,000 of them, boom, gone. That's nothing. So to have a handful of these left is very special. To have it in your collection is very special. I looked at the pricing back then, $255 4 years ago nearly, because, you know, we're going to be in 2025 here pretty soon, a couple months. So this is the 2021 sellout. 50,000. They only did 2 quarters, which is very odd for the U.S. Mint.
Both those quarters are key dates.
Yeah,
so
key date.
The National Airmen's the last year of issue on the America the Beautiful, where they were doing the national parks and monuments, and then the Washington Cross and the Delaware. If I'm not mistaken, if you look at a U.S. guidebook, it'll indicate that's what the reverse design was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously got Washington still on the obverse. That's what it indicated was going to be the design going forward.
Yeah.
You know, just like the Washington quarter was issued for however many years until we get to the state quarter program in 1999. Well, they started in 2022 the Women's Achievement Quarters.
Right.
So I don't know if that means that when the Women's Achievement Quarters ends, if it's going to go back to Washington Cross and the Delaware, but that'll be a unique situation in itself, that you'll have one design with a break and then it reinstating. Yeah. I don't know if that's the case. I got to do a little research there because I was a bit surprised when we were looking. But either way, you have a last year of issue and then you have a first year of issue, which may actually only be a 1 year only issue on Washington Cross and the Delaware. So that's going to be anybody collecting quarters, especially the Washington quarter. That's going to be a key date.
Or if you're not, get this one because it's the only one, right? I mean, why not? Get the best of the best. Get the one that they only made 50,000 of. I mean, you know, quarters for circulation, they make tens of millions each year. So to get one, you know,
well over 100 million.
Yeah, I mean, years. So you got one here where there's only 50,000 of them made, and you got one here where it's the only time they ever did this, and they got one that kind of teased that it was going to be a series, and then nope, sorry, the Women's Quarters of America started the next year. You've got the last of the National Parks and Places of Interest series in this quarter here, the Tuskegee Airmen, because they did 56 national parks and places of interest. And then, so looking at the quarters from that year from Philadelphia and Denver, they were over 838 million quarters produced out of Philadelphia and 865 million quarters produced from Denver on this crossing the Delaware.
A little bit more than 50,000.
Yeah, I mean, so 50,000 here puts you in a real nice, a real exclusive, a real special category with your collection.
Yep, all of the original packaging. It's a pretty cool set. With
$359.95. I mean,
certificate of authenticity there. It's got each of the denominations.
Best of the best. It's a key date. You got both the last and the first of the Silver Eagles. You've got always a classic, always a standby. Kennedy and Roosevelt in silver. And then you've got the first and last, the last of the series on the Tuskegee Airmen of Places of Interest National Parks, which ran for 11 years, including this, and then the first and only Delaware Washington quarter. You got the certificate of authenticity. You got to get online. You got to
obviously the two Silver Eagles being the key, but the Washington, I think down the road that could be the sleeper. But those two Silver Eagles alone, I mean, especially if you get them certified, and you were happen to get a 70 grade. I mean, those were big dollar coins, still are to this day. Whether they're just regular issue proof Silver Eagles. Especially from the limited edition silver proof set. So one thing we did not mention, I think we have less than 20 of these, Kevin.
Correct.
So these may very well be gone. They could already be gone. Those of you folks that didn't wait for us to ramble on, you probably already went online or called.
Got them and picked them up quick.
Got
you
yourself
never know.
one of those.
That's why you got to go online and get
in while the getting's good.
All right. Let's head into, we were just talking kind of briefly about Mr. Kennedy, and I'm going to put up this here. We've got a 2-coin set, and you're going to notice here we've got Proof 69 Ultra Cameo and Mint State 67 Proof Like here. This is the 2019 U.S. Mint set, the rocket ship set. Now, we have put together the rocket ship coins before, and we had them in the original packaging. They went so well and they were so liked that we went out and got some graded and some certified ones. These are going to go quickly. This is a special set and a special YouTube pricing on these. We've got the 2-coin set. These are first day of issue sets. That's what we found when we went onto the market. Uh-oh.
Down goes Frazier.
Good thing they are graded, certified, sealed, slabbed. They will stay whatever grade that is for eternity. We've got them at $89.95 for both coins, not individually. This is a free shipping item as well.
Can't get them for the grading fees alone.
Exactly.
At $89.
Exactly. And you see here on the Kennedy, you see this is a Denver minted $half. So this was intended for circulation, but it was pulled out of that and put into a special rocket ship set here. Now this we had on the original packaging before. You've seen the collateral with it, the rocket ship. I don't have that original packaging now because we sold out of them. But you see this is graded. You probably don't have this in your collection. MS67, well, we know MS is Mint State, right? That's the method of manufacturing. And then a 67 is nearly perfect, right? Just a few clicks away. And then that PL after that PL designation means it is proof like. And you can see that as Dan zooms in there. The mirror reflection on this is absolutely tremendous. It is a beautiful, beautiful coin. And Kennedy at his finest here. It is gorgeous.
It looks like a proof. We very seldom ever get any Mint State Kennedys with a proof-like designation. I mean, that's
it's tough to get any Mint State coins with a proof-like designation, but we have it here. We have it now. We have it paired up with the proof dollar from that year. And here is the Sacagawea dollar. And then you can see here, the United States of America has that space theme on the back of this golden dollar. Keep in mind, this is a golden dollar. It doesn't have any gold in there, but the Sacagawea is golden in color, so we always refer to it as the golden dollars. And it's just a tremendous, tremendous set. If you got, which a lot of folks did, the original packaging on these, we sold out a few months ago. on the YouTube live broadcast, get this to pair it up with. It's the most affordable option to get both of these coins, to get them sealed, certified, and if that's right, the set is, let me see here. Let me just double check.
That can't be right on the price. Is that right?
I thought it was the P&D presidential set here, first day of issue, $89.95. I'm going to double check on that price. Call and double check with your operators.
Hey, $49.95. Call now.
Yeah.
If that's the price, is that? I mean, you'll find the Kennedy by itself for $99.
Sure.
In the 67 plus, without the rocket ship, you'll find them for $60, $70. The thing that I don't think Kevin mentioned, and if he did, I'm sorry if I missed it. The total vintage on the rocket ship set was only 50,000. So again, like we were talking with the limited edition silver set, it's a subset. You can get each of these coins, out of the mint set or the proof set in the case of the Native American dollar or the Sacagawea, but only 50,000 of the rocket ships. So is it? $49.95.
We just got confirmation in our ear. $49.95.
This is going to be an opportunity that you want to take advantage of. Both coins. Now, again, the Kennedy and the 67 plus, you can find a regular 67 probably for $40.
Yeah.
With the proof like and the rocket ship, you'll find them for $100 all day long.
Yep.
At $49.95, this is one of the better opportunities apparently we're going to offer today. And it's a very unique set. Kevin talked a little bit about the packaging. We've done it in the past. It came in the rocket ship with both coins. It was, I believe, David Ryder, who saw the importance of getting kids involved in the hobby. So the packaging was, intended for 7 to 10-year-olds or something. It had a blank spot for the quarter in the rocket ship that you were supposed to find out of pocket change to get the 2019 and put that into the set. So it was a super cool idea to get kids involved, like going back to when they did the state quarters and they had the map with the 50 states. You'd put the quarters in as you came across them in circulation. So this is a tremendous opportunity. Mint State 67, proof like Kennedy, always in high demand with Kennedy. And 2019 was just a special year in general. They went with the rocket ship theme because, of course, we were celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first moon landing in '69, which, of course, Kennedy during his presidency is, given a lot of credit for helping the U.S. win the space race and getting us to the moon first. So 2019, there was a lot of cool things offered by the U.S. Mint, and at a total mintage of only 50,000, anytime you get under 1 million coins, you're talking about rare coins from the U.S. Mint. Under 50,000, again, the Kennedy struck in the mint sets, P&D for circulation, millions of them. And certainly on the Native American dollar as well, millions struck for regular circulation. Now, obviously, this is a proof, so it's going to be quite a bit more rare anyways than the ones struck for circulation. But that's a near perfect proof 69. Ultra Cameo. And again, both of these coins indicate clearly on the label from NGC rocket ship set. So that's where it's at. That's where that mintage gets down to only 50,000.
Yeah, and Kennedy obviously being a big proponent for the space program. 1961, he proposed that we get a man on the moon and proposed that to Congress as a goal of getting a man on the moon by the end of the decade, right? So you got the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. People joining us all over the country. Probably those in Florida know and love that. But a little beacon of pride out there for you. But if you're not familiar, now you are. Now you have the opportunity to grab this special 2-coin set and to get yourself into an elite collection of just 50,000 that were made. Many of those remain in the original mint packaging. These we paid to have graded and certified. These are at $49.95. These are going to sell out quickly. So do take advantage of the free shipping, YouTube Live promo code, whether you're ordering online or whether you're calling our operators who are standing by now, and take advantage of this Sacagawea rocket ship coin at Proof 69 Ultra Cameo, and then that very special designation Kennedy Mint State 67 PL. That's the proof like. You see that on the screen, you know that. If you didn't already, you do. Now it's important to understand what that means, and so you can share that with people as your collection grows and as you're able to share with the other generations like this set was intended to do. Share with the younger generation.
Yeah, and if you were lucky enough last week to take advantage of that 60th anniversary 2-ounce Kennedy, that make a great addition to your collection there on the limited edition, only 50,000 minted. And, you know, go look at your collection. If you have certified Kennedys, go see how many you have. Number one in a Mint State 67. Yeah. Of course, if you have Kennedys and you collect them certified, you'll have some Proof 69s, even some Proof 70s.
But Mint State and Proof are totally different.
Whoa, big time, big time. Number one, there is no Mint State 70 Kennedy. That does not exist.
Doesn't happen.
Mint State 67, you could probably find a Mint State 68, but a 67 with a proof-like designation, like I said, you'll find that coin out there certified from the rocket ship set for $100 by itself for just the Kennedy.
This is half that price and you get both.
I could have sworn that you said $89.95. We got confirmation at $49.95.
But then we got confirmation.
Well, hey, folks, the price is there and the item number is there, 036182. Let them know that Corey and Kevin said on air it's $49.95. So take advantage of it now while we have them. Those aren't
because I know people and they'll come and grab 10 sets of these.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're out there. The one coin's out there for twice the price of both of these.
It's going to be gone off of this right now. We're going to switch into another one quickly as well. So they'll go quick. They'll go quick. Don't delay. All right. We're going to go to another Mint State 63. We started the show with the pre-1900s. We're going to offer the last year key date of issue. And let me just put the back up here.
Yeah.
We're going to offer key date 1921, last year of issue. Only three mints made them this very special year. All right. Corey talked about 1904. The Morgans were made. Then there's a big gap until 1921, and this was the last year. This is a Mint State 63 certified by NGC. This is a Philadelphia minted issue. All right, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco are the three mints we talked about, and this is a tremendous value. You don't have to buy 20 to get the $89.95 price. We're doing it for you at per coin. You can buy 20 of these. Certainly, I would.
You're still $17.99 out the door if you use YouTube Live. You get a box of 20. I mean, what a better year to have 20 of. A key date, last year issue. And one thing that's interesting, you know, I mentioned before, but if you're just joining us now, you know, 1878 is the first year of issue on the Morgan dollars. Well, that year they were minted at Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Carson City.
Right.
Then you get to the end of the program in 21, they're minted at Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. So three mints, but not the same three mints. 21 is the only year they were minted at Denver. But $89.95, again, certified by NGC. Brilliant, beautiful, uncirculated Mint State 63. Kevin's moving that a little bit there. You can see some of the cartwheel on that, a little original mint luster. I mean, a coin like this that was used in everyday circulation. 1921 is a unique year like 2021 we were talking about earlier. Two separate designs on a 1-ounce silver dollar in 1921. The last year of issue on the Morgan dollar, the first year of issue on the piece dollar. So always a key date like we've talked about before. The last year of issue, first year of issue, you know, random anniversary one-offs. Those end up being some of the most sought after coins by collectors around the world. And I mean, that's a very nice Mint State 63 there, as you can see with that original mint luster. You know, Kevin talked earlier, if you stayed the whole time with us, you know, he talked about the denticles.
Bold,
that's the high point.
Struck.
Yeah. And those were by design. George T. Morgan had intentionally done that to help them stack, you know, for bankers to have the ability to be able to stack those in 10 and 20 coin piles. But that is, unfortunately, the first part that, you know, is going to rub down in circulation, bouncing around in your pocket, or like Kevin mentioned, sliding across a saloon top, you know. These are 1921, so maybe we're a bit more civilized than we were in the 1800s. But nonetheless, that's an original Carson City from the Philadelphia Mint at $89.95, already slab certified. You mentioned it, Kevin. We've had ungraded Morgans in the office this year for as much as $79 a piece.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, this is graded, this is certified, this is, if Kevin drops it in the studio, still always going to be a Mint State 63, which is a very tough, you know, grade to get for a coin that's over 100 years old. It's a key date. It's the last year of issue after a big long break between 1904 and 1921. We have been in the business a long time, Corey and I. Corey's been with the company. He's embarking his 20th year here. Originally, I joined the company in 2010. So we have seen the hobby grow over the last 15, 20 years together. And this is like none other than 1921. It became even more of a phenomenon when in 2021 the U.S. Mint released the 6-coin set, 5 Morgan dollars, 1 peace dollar, to celebrate this special 100-year anniversary of the Morgan and Peace. The only time they came out, Corey explained, was in 1921 on the same year. Last year, a Morgan, first year of peace. Well, they did a special 2021 set to honor that 100-year anniversary. So here's what happened. Newer collectors that Corey and I started working with that year. It was such a tremendous year, and so many new collectors, like we didn't have enough already, millions and millions of them out there, said, well, this is a 100-year anniversary. Let's go back and get the 1921s. Sure, we're happy to. But the thing is, they go off the market. We get them into collectors' homes and holdings, and they stay there, and they understand now as new collectors, because we've shared and grown like we're hoping to do with you today, the importance of key dates, and they don't reach the market again. So we don't have this opportunity. We don't have these prices. We don't have this often. We don't have this for very long, especially well under $100. We're at $89.95 per coin. You don't have to buy 20 to get that price. You certainly can at $17.99. It's a bargain. It's a steal for a key date Philadelphia issued over 100-year-old coin in Mint State 63, slab sealed and certified by NGC. It's a no-brainer. We've got free shipping for you. YouTube Live is the promo code you know you love, you want to use. If you want to pay shipping, fine. Corey said it's okay, but you don't have to. I'm telling you it's free. All right? So get online. Call now, put this key date into your collection, and be like the savvy folks out there that know and understand last year of issue, key date, and at this price, I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple. I'm going to put my collection into a very enviable position into the future, and I'm going to do it right now is what you're going to need to do.
Right, and one thing I don't think we mentioned earlier, we were talking about the pre-1900 Morgans, which is important to note for some of you folks maybe just getting involved. Maybe these would be some of the first Morgans that you've ever purchased here with us. It is not possible to get a Morgan dollar that was struck anywhere between 1878 and 1921 in a perfect 70 grade.
Doesn't exist.
So it does not exist, not by a reputable
but you
tier
can get a 69, you can get a near perfect 69.
You can, but you know, and I want to point out, we only use
there's only 19 of them, or 17 of them.
Right, yes. we only use the 3 Tier 1 grading services, which is ANA CS, NGC, and PCGS. The American Numismatic Association recognizes all 3 of those as Tier 1 grading services. Dealers are able to sell those sight unseen. That's the whole reason why coins began being certified with what's known as the Sheldon scale, the 1 to 70 scale, was originally for dealers to be able to sell them sight unseen.
Well,
over the last 40 years, Kevin, the major grading services combined have certified well over 8 million Morgan dollars. There's not a single one, except for the 2021s and the 2023, 24.
The originals.
The originals.
1878 to 1921.
Correct. There is not a single coin that exists in a 70 grade.
Right.
So that is important to note.
17 and near 69
you new collectors here say 70 is the best of the best. That's the single most important. It's not possible on an original Morgan dollar. No. And Kevin mentioned it. Out of those over 8 million coins certified, there is only 17, or maybe it's 18 now, that exist in a 69 grade.
Whatever, it's under 20 of them in the
under
world.
20 coins out of over 8 million.
Yeah.
And we actually helped one of my collectors add one of those 17 coins to his collection about 5 years ago, nearly $60,000. This particular year, 1921, the highest grade, the highest graded set possible is, I was wanting to look exactly, I think it's...
I know there's some 67 pluses out there in this year.
Right, but I think it's maybe only 3 sets possible
For
in
Philly,
a
Denver, San
67.
Francisco.
It's not possible to get all of them in a 67 plus. They have
correct,
it all.
Correct. Individual, yep. So 67 would be the highest for this year.
Yeah, and we got 63s here. I have a collector who has one of the, I think, top 17 nicest sets in existence. There's, I think, on the 21S, I think the highest grade possible is a 66 plus. So I think that's the highest grade or 67. There's one set possible, but there's only like 20 in a 67 plus. He has 2 of the coins, the D and the P in a 67, the S in a 67 plus. Those 3 coins purchased separately over time over about the last 10 years. I think you paid $69,000 for the 3.
Sounds about right.
So you can get one of those coins here, 4 clicks lower in a 63, for under $100. Get 20 of these. You're at $17.99.
Yeah.
A tremendous opportunity on the mortgage. Get yourself the last year of issue. Get some of those pre-1900s. What you get the pair there, you're at what, $170, $189. So this is an opportunity that won't last long either. When we allow people to get multiples, we're going to have guys that are going to grab boxes of 20 on these as well. Even though there's not a break, you can still get 20 of them for $17.99. When we have, boxes of 20 Silver Eagles for $1,499.
Right.
There's, again, I mentioned it earlier, in a 63 grade, there are 3 times less Morgan dollars that exist in a 63 grade than there are Silver Eagles that exist in a 70 grade.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an opportunity to get
a boggling number right there, especially at $89.95.
Yep.
That makes sense to me, Corey. We'll see.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it translates to the over the interwebs there. All right. I'm going to put out a very special, always try and get your key dates and special opportunities, which we've done today multiple times. And this is the 2007 Presidential Golden Dollars. Now, this is just a tremendous program, and then this is the first year of issue here. And we've got...
You got George.
Got George. Thomas Jefferson. We got John Adams.
You want to turn some of them around to see the reverse?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize there. I got 2 sets though. I'm gonna do. I guess they gave me a whole bunch of them. So, yeah, this is the Philadelphia and Denver. So you're gonna get 2 coins from each president.
Right, yeah. So it's going to be a total of 8 coins. Like we've mentioned so many times in the past, being a first-year issue, always in high demand, always a key date. Of course, you've got Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Monroe. And one thing that's unique with this, it's not going to translate well in the slabs. Maybe you zoom in, you might be able to see a little of that edge letter design.
Yeah.
These actually have in God We Trust, and I believe the mint mark on the edge.
Special collars made for this.
Yep, yeah. It was a long-winded process for the Mint to actually, I don't believe, had done edge lettering design in like nearly 100 years, or it was 100 years. I think the St. Gaudens in 1907 on the high relief had the edge letter design, and they have, I think, the flowing hair dollar all the way back in 1794 had edge letter design as well. But it's not an easy process for a mass-produced coin that was struck for regular circulation. There was actually some of these coins, if you remember, Kevin, that hit the market without that edge letter design. They called them the godless dollars. It did not say "In God We Trust" or the mint marks. And there was about 50,000 coins, I think, around known to exist on the Washington. And then Adams gets released second in the series. And what do you know? Again, the mint made some mistakes and didn't have edge lettering, and they get no edge lettering design exists, I think, on some of the coins for the first 8 issues, right? The first 2 years.
Yeah.
Those are, bring a real high dollar, slabbed and certified by one of the tier 1 grading services. But this is, first year issue, certified by NGC, brilliant uncirculated, but with that first day of issue designation. It's been a while that we've had these, and for 8 coins, again, $89.95. So maybe that was the price I was confusing for the Kennedy set.
Maybe I mixed it up,
But those prices might be flip-flops. But to get 8 slab certified coins at $89.95, especially on a first-year issue, a P&D set, NGC, all slabbed, authenticated, certified, first day issue. This is a neat set. It's been a while. I feel like I can't believe, 3 more years? We're coming up on 20 years ago already on this set.
Time flies.
And always in high demand because of that first year issue. And of course, Washington being, easily one of the most recognizable presidents, the first president of the United States. So that's an opportunity that won't last long. I know not many of these, right?
No, just a few of these 8-coin sets of the first year, 2007. And this is first day. You see that on the coin slab, certified by NGC. So this is the first, we're going way back in time here to the very, very beginning of this special program, and we're getting the very first day. This is guaranteed by NGC. You're getting all 8 coins. You're getting 4 Philadelphia, 4 Denver minted. You're getting those certified at $89.95 for the 8 coins. I mean, that's just a tremendous deal. I mean, the grading fees alone, you're looking at, this is like what is it, 10, 11 bucks a coin, and you're getting them at a tremendous deal and key date issue. We always refer to them as the golden dollars, but keep in mind this is the copper-plated, nickel-plated combination, zinc, manganese. There's not any 24 karat gold, in there. I always point that out on the golden dollars, presidential dollars, because sometimes we do have collectors who get a little excited, get a little confused here. But you need to understand that this is a key day. This is a key series. I mean, just tremendous amount of collectability here on this first year of issue presidential dollars. First day issue for about 11 bucks a coin. You get all 8 of them at $89.95.
Yeah, and it's not the first golden, copper manganese. They had the Sacagawea starting in the year 2000. But these, they always have a neat story. When they came out, they were put into regular circulation. And then, of course, they did the proof and mint sets. Everybody has a story of, especially us being in the business, going into, a gas station or somewhere, and you flip them a couple of those, and usually it's a young person behind the counter, and they're looking at that, and they're grinning at you, and they're like, what kind of a fast one are you trying to pull on me? And then you have to point out, if you look at that, it says United States Mint, $1. That's just like the George Washington dollar in your pocket, except it's a coin. And, a lot of people, they'd see them, they thought they were like, tokens from an arcade without any cash value, but they're obviously a legal tender $1 coin. And an interesting thing with this, those folks who, collected these and put them into an album, you could get them. A lot of times it'd be available at the post office when the new issues came out. Yeah. Well, I think you get to, 2011, the U.S. Mint stopped putting them into circulation. So people that were collecting them out of regular circulation couldn't complete their sets. You had to eventually purchase them for a premium from the U.S. Mint, because if you went to the post office right now to get a $1 coin, it's going to be a 2007, 8, 9, 10, or 11. I could be off on the dates, but you could only get the first few years out of regular circulation. Then the Mint had a surplus on them, and at one point they had like 1 billion coins. They were saying there was talk of them discontinuing printing the $1 bills, and there was a certain amount. A congressman had proposed this as legislation, and they had worked it out. And it was going to save the U.S. government, the Mint, X amount of dollars by stopping to produce the $1 bill. And you've heard those talks over the years of the penny as well, where the metals at time, even though they don't have copper in them anymore, just to produce them, the cost, they start costing more than a penny to produce. So this is an opportunity to get the first year issue. I wish we had the entire set available, certified
Just
P&D.
too tough to get a first day issue on all of these coins. This is a tremendous deal right now to get the first 8, Philadelphia, 4 from Philly, 4 from Denver.
Yeah, $89.95. Take advantage of that while it lasts. As always, we want to thank you folks for joining us. Remember, I reminded you, we'll do better. Just if you haven't yet, on all the social media channels, follow us, because at times they'll throw out, on the weekends, sometimes they'll throw out different promotional opportunities. And if you're only following us here on YouTube and watching us live each week, that's great. Like the videos, subscribe, but then follow us on Instagram. Sometimes Kevin does some special posts on Instagram. I will, and then on X and Facebook, because they'll throw out different promotionals.
Quick flash sales.
Yeah, and if you're missing an opportunity to get a discount or a free shipping outside of our YouTube Live,
set the reminders.
You want to take advantage of that.
Yep, absolutely. We appreciate you each and every week. We appreciate you this week in particular, and we hope you have a great, safe weekend. We'll see you back. This is the last Friday for September, so it'll be the first Friday for October when we see it. The year's flying by. So we'll see what happens between then and now. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for joining.